Hey guys, it's Scott from scottmillerguitar.com. How are you guys doing? Hey, before we get into this video on how to play Shiver by Maroon 5, let me talk just a brief moment about tone, because some of you have asked, and thanks again for your emails. I run two Mesa Boogie Mark IV wide body combos. I believe they quit making these in 2008, and I use two of them running in stereo. I have my trusty Tom Anderson Telecaster, and I run through a ton of pedals on the floor, mostly diamond pedals. For today's video, I'm using the Mesa Boogie recording out feature directly into an interface. On the board, I'm only going through the Fryette valvulator, into a diamond compressor, into a diamond memory lane junior delay, and lastly, I'm using the Robert Keeley modded blues driver, the BD2 by Boss. Pretty killer sounds. I hope what you're hearing is what I hear in this room, and that's the intention weekly. Okay, let's get into the song Shiver, the introduction. Again, think about how to teach this video. It's a 4-measure phrase. The first and third measures are exactly the same. So let me just play the first phrase for you, and which will be the same as the third. Okay, so let's break that down. Let's talk about hammer-ons and pull-offs. Most of you know this, or many of you do, but for those beginners, a hammer-on is simply when you're going from a lower note to a higher note. And instead of picking two notes, I'm going to go to my 2nd string, and I'm going to go from my 7th fret to the 8th fret. If you'll watch my right hand, if I were to pick those two notes, I would go like this. But a hammer-on is when you pick a note, and you kind of slam your finger down on the 2nd note. So here it goes. That's a hammer-on, lower to higher. A pull-off is just the opposite. You're going from a higher note to a lower note, and if I were to pick those notes, it would be pick, pick, but I'm doing this, pick, pull-off. A very important tip with pull-offs, you need to have the lower finger in place first before you pull it off. You don't want to do this 8 to 7 like that. You want to have both fingers down at once and go 8, 7. So to start this riff, we do this. We go 8 to 7 on the 2nd string, you pull it off. You pick the first note, 8, pull off to the 7. Okay? All right. The next 3 notes are on the 3rd string. Simply go 9th fret, 8th fret, 9th fret. I'm going to play the first 5 notes for you guys. It goes 8, 7, pull off, 3rd string, 9, 8, 9. And you finish that phrase by going back to the 2nd string, 7, 8. So let me play for you the first 7 notes like this. Okay, you got that? We're going to finish those 7 notes with 4 more notes. 2nd string, 7th fret. 9 and 8 on the 3rd string, and then you finish it up by going back to the 2nd string for 7. So let me break it down, lest that's too confusing. I'm going to do 11 notes, but I'm going to do the first 7 notes, and then I'm going to finish up with 4 notes. Here are the first 7. Okay, the last 4 notes would be because this phrase is repeated for these 4 phrases with a few variations. I'll break that down once more for those who might be new to guitar. Start with the 2nd string, go from 8, pull off down to 7 on the 2nd string. Go to your 3rd string, go 9, 8, 9. Back up to the 2nd string, 7, 8. So you should have this. Finish those 7 notes with these 4 notes, 7 on the 2nd string, 9, 8 on the 3rd, back up to 7 on the 2nd. So the whole 11-note phrase, measure 1, should be this. The second phrase is identical, except leave off the last note. So if this were the first phrase, the second time leave off that 7th fret, as in. So here, guys, are the first 2 phrases. I kind of did a little slide, and maybe you can hear a slight echo from the diamond delay there. The 3rd phrase is just like the first phrase, so. And the last phrase is this. It's the same as the 1st and 3rd, but the last note will be different, as in. So I'll break down the 4th phrase for you. Go 8 to 7, pull off. third string 9, 8, 9, back up to string 2, 7 and 8. Last 4 notes will be 7th fret on the 2nd string, 9 and 8 on the 3rd string, and go 9th fret on the 4th string. So here for you guys is the last and final phrase. Okay, so now I'm going to play all 4 phrases together from the top. 3, 4. And there you have it, guys. Love Maroon 5. Clearly, I've done several videos from that song, or from the album Songs About Jane. As always, guys, I'd love getting your emails and getting your comments, and thanks for sharing these videos, liking them, commenting on them. Please friend me on Facebook. Please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and also follow me on Twitter. All the information is there on the channel. You'll be seeing several more videos in the upcoming weeks and throughout the year. Hey, thanks for tuning in.